L'America. L'America. Gianni Amelio. I hope I'm saying that right. Gianni Amelio, maybe. 80 years old now. When this film came out, Gianni was probably about 50-something years old. It's made by an older guy in Italy in 1994. L'America stars Enrico Loverso. Not sure how popular Enrico was. I think he's the lead in this. They're all a lot older now, so it's hard to tell. Michele Placido. Anyway, the movie L'America is about the fall of Albania. And it's kind of a niche thing. I mean, it's not a Holocaust movie. It's not a Roaring Twenties. It's not a American movie. I think you should watch it, though, because I think it does have it says a lot about scams, and it's funny. Basically, they take a guy who's 70 years old and senile, and they use him as the face of a company because they don't have a company. And they travel around the Med, and they end up in all kind of catastrophes with this 70-year-old man who's supposed to represent their shoe company. So it's very heady. It's not for dummies, the film. And L'America comes in probably back when the U.S. had a better reputation. L'America was the dream at the end, that they'd come here, but they weren't really coming here. They were just going back to Italy or back to Albania or something. They basically just took a little boat across the little gap between the two countries. And they say, hey, we're going to America. The old man thinks, hey, I'm going to America. And it's a very emotionally evocative film. It doesn't have an agenda, really, other than confusion, which isn't politically expedient to confuse. And, the film is good, though, in the sense that it's kind of what's going on now, if you know what's going on, is that a lot of things are just fraud. But fraud is just normal. So I don't like the comparisons of Russia is the kind of country where you give somebody $50 and he lets you through, and that's normal. I don't think the U.S. is that far removed from that sort of thing at this point. And the interesting thing about L'America is Albania is falling apart. And I think what happens is these guys come from Italy. And I watched this a while ago. I think they're coming from Italy. But basically, they're taking advantage of the country falling apart. That's what's good and interesting about the movie, is that these guys, businessmen, right? They come from Italy after communism falls, and they want to trick people. So it's like the lowest of the low, it's the next layer of hell. Like there's a guy who wants to trick someone in a thriving country, and then there's a guy who waits till people are desperate and then decides to trick them. That's who Donnie is these days. So yeah, taking advantage of the country falling apart and the political system falling apart is what the movie's about. And that's relevant. And that's another low. That's a low thing to do, in my opinion. And that's, I think, a lot of what's happening in the U.S. these days is you can go on Indeed right now, and not just Donnie and the oligarchs, right? The powers that be are not going to suddenly become benevolent as things get worse. They are going to take what they can while things are lawless. That's what L'America's about, and that's kind of what I think is happening in the U.S. So it's very sad. Look up the fall of Russia. It wasn't very good for them, and it went from Russia. It went from communism and that sort of totalitarian system to Putin, who's been in power for 16 years. So the U.S. and Russia share a lot of similarities, but this is a cool movie because it is Albania and Italy, and they're pretty places, and it's a lot lower stakes too. I like Italian films and non-American films because they don't have much of a population to propagandize, and there's less money going into these things, so you get a lot more exploration of interesting stuff. It's a good film. It's lost, though. It's lost media. You cannot stream this movie. That's why I'm making this, because nobody talks about this movie, because you cannot watch it. And I guarantee you, if this went on Amazon or even Criterion, if it went on there today, a lot of people will be talking about L'America. It's a great movie. It's got great Rotten Tomatoes. I honestly think you'd have to buy a DVD if you wanted to see L'America. I saw it on DVD a long time ago, and you can find a Russian version on YouTube, but you can't find legitimate English dub of it, so it's kind of hard to follow. But if you can rent the DVD, I suggest you watch L'America. 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, very good reviews from the fans and the critics, and it's where I think things are headed. It's not going to be, I don't know if there's going to be a bloody war and maybe some of that, but it's just chaos and a lot of evil. And it's getting there, It's a scary time. But if you want to make sense of things, the robber baroning, I'm just saying, you go on Indeed nowadays, and the salesman, the working for commission, maybe I'm just sheltered, but there's a lot of guys who try to be salesmen, and they go online, and the sales jobs are totally commission-based, basically slave labor. You don't get an hourly thing, just commission. And some guys like that, I guess. I don't think most people like that. I mean, the legitimate entry-level sales do give you a flat hourly. You go on Indeed, though, and other companies, too, just these weird, dumb kind of shell things. There's hundreds of these shell companies that are staffed by dumb, evil people, and they're just on Indeed. And you'll have to sift through 10 of those to find one legitimate opportunity. I would suggest LinkedIn, because they sift out that stuff better. But yeah, Indeed, if you're looking to do something, it's a lot of L'America shell corporations with nefarious sort of activities going on. And yeah, they basically say this old man is representing our shoe company, and we're going to bring him to Albania because they'll trust us. Yeah, because they want to scam the government too. That's the part I'm forgetting. They want to take advantage of the government falling apart too. Sound familiar, right? So they go to Albania where the government's falling apart and they say, we can make money off this. So they say, look, we have a company, help us. And that's a lot of what goes on, is that people just make up a very quick company to, you saw the, what's his face? That stupid Quality Leering Center kid. I don't even want to platform it, but and I'm not saying he's wrong. Yeah, there's a lot of government fraud happening, to the extent that every Somalian is pocketing. That's not true. That it's so organized and all of them are in on it. I wish we had I don't think that's true, but it is a diversion from other things too to go after this group of people. But it is also true that there are lots of people scamming the government, lots of companies scamming the government. Elon scams the government, It's all a grift. The word grift came out of nowhere. The COVID loans, nobody paid him back. And yeah, this movie could help you understand that. You could learn something from films. I don't think Hollywood blockbusters and Hollywood films, you don't learn much. But you watch Italian films, you learn a little bit. So watch L'America. It's a good film. Learn about fraud. And company fraud too, in terms of you don't pay back the COVID loans. So the thing is falling apart, and everybody's just going to run. It's like when the grocery store is running out of food, and everybody rushes to it, and there's a guy outside who bought a box of water bottles, and he's selling it for $20 a bottle because he got the last water bottle. Like, that's where we're headed. And that's what this movie's about. So, yeah, that's the best analogy I can give, is that some guy's selling water bottles for $20 in the US because he got the last water bottle. And it's a cool movie because you could see people like traveling the countryside of Albania, and they've their money is worth like $1 is like worth a cent. It's like Weimar Germany or whatever. It's like apparently that was what Russia was like in the 90s, but you don't hear about that because of Reagan. So yeah, get ready. I don't know how else to explain it through other than the cinema, but yeah, give it a try. Thank you. Try to be good to other people.